Data from the United Nations Conference on Trade and Investment indicates a $2 trillion loss as of 2020. This responds to global smuggling, counterfeit, among other acts. In Uganda, manufacturers are among the severely affected groups by illicit trade, noted in brand erosion, loss in sales, unfair competition, and ultimate closure of businesses. As of that background, great commitment has been suggested by players in beverages and other manufacturing entities.
Can you believe at this time in the moment, there are products that are 3 times as expensive in Uganda than in Kenya? Second items, you pay 120 million is in Uganda, you pay 50 in Tanzania, you pay 60 in Kenya. Hardware items, a container costs 50 million in Kenya, costs 150 million is in URA. In taxation, mobile phones, zero rated in Rwanda, zero rated in Kenya and other countries, 35% import duty. That is why I stated on record that all the telephones, mobile telephones we have in Uganda, over 80% are smuggled. Where are we going?
So the fact that we have held 15 dialogues is that so that we really eliminate all of this. Because at the end of the day, the government is losing money, the private sector is losing money, people are dying because of unregulated regimes. And so it's important that on almost on a continuous basis, we come together. And so the outcome of this meeting was that all the government players and the private sector whom we lead have been able to come to an amicable understanding on the way forward, on issues to do with taxation, on regulation, on enforcement, so that we get a win-win situation. Because
tax evasion and undervaluation of products is a major component in illegal trade transactions. According to Joseph Enyimo, an economist from the Finance Ministry, a tradable economy relies on formality and structure as opposed to current damage, where 85% unemployment is induced by trade cheats. Government-private sector investment in ICT is big hope to help resolve the challenge.
Digitizing a range of other services across government, investing in last mile connectivity on ICT and the national backbone to make sure that we reach players across the country and weed out those who may be taking advantage of remote placement. We are also advancing engagement with our regional partners within the context of the EAC and even the Africa Continental Free Trade Area to make sure that we understand each other and can trace the origin of some of these products, improving traceability of the things that we place on the market. And you are well represented, of course, through the EABC fraternity at the EAC level, and we continue to engage on that front. Illicit trade also, dealing with it requires that we have structured demand. We are able to organize our market to account for who is producing what and who is off-taking it. And so we have a number of initiatives to be able to understand the structure of our demand and production, the aggregation process. Beyond the legal and policy regime that the minister has already spoken to here.
Trade is not a result of absence of laws. It's the absence of, number one, the enforcement mechanisms and the ethical practice of ourselves. The people in enforcement agencies are taking bribes and promoting illicit trade. And illicit trade is cyclical. More people join because there's a lot of money.
Still, government is now collaborating with local community leaders to raise awareness about specific products to ensure they are not manufactured in non-gazetted areas, particularly homes.
Place in our communities, in our villages, and again, we need to create awareness from the local leadership to be able to make sure that production of certain products cannot take places in homes. They must be done in gazetted production facilities.
Uganda Revenue Authority reported a loss of over 91 billion shillings last year, and the latest industry surveys indicate illicit trade accounts for 29.4% in the tobacco market and 64.7% alcohol, closing in a loss of over 30 billion shillings. A public-private cooperation, effective policies are believed to offset the challenge. Naomi Mutumba, Smart24 TV, Business Today.